is it 2026 and we don't have a course in high school called money? There needs to be math, science, English, history, money. And it needs to be a specialized course in college that a teacher goes there to specialize in money. Oh, sir, you're going to be a high school teacher, history, art? Nope, money. Oh, really? What's money? Yeah, I'm teaching it 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. We're going to talk about credit cards and interest and budgeting. We're going to talk about student loans because these kids are about to go to college. What is a federal student loan and a private student loan? What is interest? What is compound interest? Is it a subsidized or unsubsidized loan? Let's budget. When you graduate college at 23, what's going to be your student loan? What is the principal? What is the interest? Where do you want to live? Let's pull up the apartments on Trulia. You're going to live here with a roommate. This is what's going to cost. And what are you going to make? $48K. But that's your gross. What's the difference between gross and net? What's a 401k? What is this FICA thing? Why don't we teach people about taxes? Federal, state, corporate taxes, capital gains taxes, sales taxes, payroll taxes. They're probably working in high school. What is FICA? Half a payroll. What does payroll go towards? Social Security and Medicare. What about boring shit like the Treasury? What are bills, notes, and bonds? What is the Federal Reserve? What do they do? What is quantitative easing? What is mortgage-backed securities? Who's Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae? What about getting a mortgage? What about amortization? What about making extra principal payments? What about productivity and GDP per capita? What about our national debt? What's it mean to borrow money? How does borrowing money work? How does inflation work? What is the history of inflation? What happened in 2008? All of this needs to be taught. We cannot have these kids graduate and drop them in the middle of the ocean without knowing how to swim, and they're drowning for 20 years before they figure it out. But yet if you're born into money or you're born into a family that is financially educated, they're going to teach you this stuff. So when they're dropped into the ocean at 18 years old, they come up and they start swimming to land. And they get a huge head start where most Americans are drowning and we're trying to catch our breath because we don't understand how money works. All of this needs to be taught.